is supposed to be safe, right? A place for laughter, for friends, for learning, not fear. But for some students, the sound of a school bell will never feel the same again. We've all been there, lockdown drills, hiding under desks, locking the door, staying silent until the all clear. But what if one day that drill wasn't a drill? What if the footsteps outside your door weren't your teacher, but someone or something else? Tonight, we're diving into 3 disturbing true school lockdown stories. Real experiences told by the people who lived through them. And trust me, you'll want to watch this one until the very end, because each story gets darker and more real. Whisper, oh. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss the next true horror story. Now turn off the lights, get comfortable, and listen closely, because sometimes the scariest part of school isn't the test. It's the silence after the announcement. It was a normal Tuesday afternoon at Crestwood High, the kind of day that feels too ordinary to ever turn dark. 15-year-old Emily Carter was half listening to her history teacher, Mr. Rhodes, when the loudspeaker popped to life with static. Then came a voice, calm but urgent. This is a lockdown. This is not a drill. Music drops into tense hum. The room went silent. No one spoke. Even the hum of the projector suddenly felt too loud. Mr. Rhodes reacted instantly. Lights off, blinds down, motioning everyone to the corner by the bookshelves. Emily's heart was pounding so hard she swore someone could hear it. Outside, lockers slammed shut. Footsteps echoed. Then nothing, just silence. At first, Emily thought it might be a mistake, maybe a drill gone wrong. But then, soft knock sound, 3 times. Someone knocked on the classroom door. Once, twice, 3 times. Mr. Rhodes froze mid-step, his face draining of color. He whispered, barely audible, "No one moves." They sat there, 20 students holding their breath. Minutes crawled by like hours. Then Emily's phone buzzed in her pocket. A text from her best friend, Lila. "Someone's in the building. They think he has a gun." Her fingers went numb. She looked toward the door, a thin line of light beneath it, and faint shadows moving past. Slow footstep sound. About 20 minutes later, the footsteps returned. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Then a girl's voice. "Please, someone open the door. Please." Emily's eyes widened. That voice, she knew it. She whispered. That sounds like Sarah. Sarah, her classmate from English, the girl with the loud laugh, who'd gone to grab a water bottle before class. But Mr. Rhodes didn't move. He just stared at the door and mouthed, "Don't speak." Outside, the voice cracked, desperate now. "It's me, Sarah. Please let me in." Emily's hand trembled. It sounded just like her, but something felt off. The tone was too calm, too rehearsed. And then silence again, just as suddenly as it began. A minute later, heavy boots stomped past the classroom, loud, fast, and fading into the distance. Music pauses, long silence. After what felt like forever, an officer's voice echoed through the intercom. Lockdown lifted. Remain calm. Officers will escort you out. When the door finally opened, Emily's legs felt like jelly. The hallway looked different now, like a war zone. Backpacks scattered, lockers dented, and yellow police tape stretched across the end of the corridor. Near the lockers, a single backpack and a shoe. Emily recognized it instantly. It was Sarah's. Her stomach twisted. The officer's voice blurred in the background. Something about ongoing investigation. But Emily only heard the words repeating in her head. "Please let me in." Rumors spread fast that week. Someone had lured Sarah into the hall, pretending to need help, and the voice they'd all heard at the door might not have been hers at all. To this day, Emily remembers that voice. Soft, pleading, and wrong. And sometimes, when she walks past that same hallway, she swears she can still hear it. 3 knocks, and a whisper that chills her blood. Whisper, "Please let me in." If you're still here, you're brave, and you want to stay till the end. because the next story gets even darker. It was supposed to be a normal Friday. Nothing special. Just one of those slow days before the weekend. The kind where everyone's already halfway checked out. 17-year-old Jason Miller sat at the back of his chemistry class, scrolling through his notes. Their regular teacher was out sick, replaced by Miss Calloway, a quiet substitute in her early 30s, polite but visibly nervous. Her hands trembled slightly when she wrote on the board. Jason remembered thinking, "Man, this lady looks terrified of teenagers." Chuckle fades, replaced by static crackle from the intercom. Then, suddenly, the intercom buzzed. "Attention all staff, initiate lockdown procedure." Repeat, "Initiate lockdown." Music drops into tense hum. Miss Calloway froze mid-sentence. Jason muttered, half joking, "Probably another drill." But then a scream, loud, echoing from the hallway. That's when the panic hit. Desks screeched across the floor as students bolted toward the back of the room. Miss Calloway locked the door, turned off the lights, and whispered, "Everyone stay quiet." The room fell into darkness. Only the faint glow of phones lit up terrified faces. Outside, footsteps echoed, heavy and slow. They stopped right outside their door. Then a voice spoke, calm, confident. "This is Officer Dunn with the local police. Everything's okay now. You can open the door." Music pauses, tense silence. Jason frowned. Already? That was fast. Something didn't feel right. Ms. Calloway hesitated. She took a shaky breath and said, "Sir, can you slide your badge under the door, please?" Silence. Then, a sound that made every hair on Jason's neck stand up. Metal scraping against the doorknob. Sound. Slow metallic twist, then a sharp click. Ms. Calloway mouthed, "Get back." Jason grabbed the closest thing he could. A metal ruler. Not much of a weapon, but it made him feel less helpless. Then bang. Something slammed against the door. Once. Twice. The third hit made the glass rattle. A girl in the corner started to cry, covering her mouth. Jason whispered, "He's trying to get in." Then nothing. Silence again. Seconds turned to minutes. Then finally, the intercom crackled once more. All clear. Officers are now sweeping the building. Music shifts to low, eerie calm. Miss Calloway didn't move. Not until someone outside slid a police ID under the door. When she finally opened it, real officers stepped in, and that's when she broke down crying. The hallway looked like a scene out of a nightmare. Scattered backpacks, overturned chairs, and police everywhere. Later, the principal confirmed what everyone feared. The man pretending to be Officer Dunn wasn't a cop at all. It was the same intruder they'd been locking down for. He'd already tried 2 other classrooms before reaching theirs. Pause, emotional tone. If Miss Calloway hadn't asked for that badge, if she'd opened the door just once, 20 students might not have walked out that day. Jason never forgot that sound. The metal scraping, the door trembling, and the look in Miss Calloway's eyes when it was finally over. Her first day as a substitute was almost her last. Music fades, soft whisper tone. Narrator, "You still with me? You're doing great. But trust me, the next story will make your heart race even faster. So don't go anywhere, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and stay with me till the end, because story 3 takes a truly disturbing turn. It was supposed to be an easy afternoon. Maya Thompson, 16, was rehearsing lines for her school's spring play. Just 8 students and their drama teacher, Mr. Lang, inside the empty auditorium. The lights were warm, the stage quiet, until the loudspeaker buzzed with static. "This is a lockdown. Secure all doors immediately." Mr. Lang's face changed instantly. He dropped his script, locked the side exits, and whispered for everyone to get behind the stage curtains. Maya's heart skipped. Lockdown drills were normal, but this didn't sound like a drill. From a hallway came the sound of a door slamming, then hurried footsteps, then silence. For 10 long minutes, nothing moved. You could almost hear the sound of fear filling the air. Mr. Lang whispered, Stay put. Don't move. But Maya noticed something strange. One of the side doors, the one they'd locked minutes ago, was slowly, quietly creaking open. Door creak sound, slow, eerie. Her blood ran cold. Through the narrow gap, she saw it, a hand, pale and shaking, pushing the door open inch by inch. She gasped softly. Mr. Lang turned, saw it too, and froze. He raised a finger to his lips. Stay quiet. The door paused, then slowly closed again. And just when Maya thought it was over, the auditorium speakers crackled to life. All clear. Return to your classrooms. Glitchy speaker sound. Mr. Lang frowned. That wasn't how lockdowns ended. That's not the right code, he whispered. He knew every emergency signal by heart. That one wasn't real. Low, slow footsteps start. Then came the sound. Footsteps on the stage. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Someone was walking behind the curtain with them. Maya held her breath, every muscle frozen. Through the thin fabric, a shadow stopped, just inches away. She could hear breathing. Then a whisper. I know you're here. Whisper echoed silence. Maya's heart pounded so loudly, she thought whoever was would hear it. Mr. Lang slowly reached for a prop sword from the play's table and motioned for everyone to move. One by one, they crawled to the darkness, toward the emergency exit at the far end of the stage. Every sound felt deafening. A creak, a breath, a shoe sliding on the floor. Just as they reached the door, crash! A chair flew across the stage. Someone had kicked it over. Mr. Lang shoved the students out and locked the door behind them. Moments later, the hallway filled with police lights and shouting. Officer Reyes led them out, guiding them through chaos. Maya was shaking so hard she could barely speak. When the officers finally searched the auditorium, no one was there, just a broken chair and a trail of muddy footprints leading straight to the trapdoor beneath the stage. Whoever it was had already vanished. Soft, eerie piano returns. To this day, no one knows who broke in or why. The cameras didn't catch anything. The lock showed no damage. But every year when Maya visits her old school, she avoids the auditorium. Because sometimes when the lights are low and the stage is quiet, she swears she can still hear that same whisper behind the curtain. Whisper, soft and chilling. I know you're here. Pause, silence. Narrator, soft, engaging tone. Creepy, right? If that one gave you chills, wait until you hear what's next. Make sure you're subscribed, because the final story in this series is the one that haunted even the police. Keep watching till the end. You'll never look at a school auditorium the same way again. Lockdown drills are meant to make us feel safe, prepared. But nothing, no warning, no practice, can prepare you for the sound of real footsteps just outside your classroom door. For Emily, Jason, and Maya, school will never mean safety again. They learn that fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, sliding through the cracks of locked doors, waiting in the silence between breaths. So the next time you hear the words, "This is a lockdown," take a deep breath, stay still, and remember, not every all clear means it's over. Pause, soft, eerie music swells. Narrator gentle. If these stories send a chill down your spine, hit subscribe and stay with me, because the next story might just happen closer to home.